a journalist, a courageous shiner of light into the dark places from which the powers that be would dearly like to have us turn away. Julian Assange, a name to be carved with pride into any monument to human progress. Julian is why we are here today, but this is no parochial project. We are today part of a global movement that might be the beginning of the global enlightenment that this fragile planet so desperately needs. This last year, we have seen major protests erupt across the whole world against the neoliberal fascist regimes. In Chile, in the Lebanon, Colombia, Ecuador, Haiti, France, and now, of course, also in Bolivia, fighting the new US-imposed military dictatorship there. When will we see the name of England appended to that noble list? I sense the scratching of heads in drawing rooms across the home counties. What's he talking about? The man's a bloody pinko pervert, bloody anti-Semite. What's he talking about? We don't live in a dictatorship. This is a free country, a democracy with all the finest traditions of fair play. Well, I've got news for you, disgruntled of Tunbridge Wells. We like to think this is a free country, but are we really free? Why? When Julian Assange is brought to the dock in the tiny magistrate's court inside Belmarsh prison, there are so many seats occupied by anonymous American suits, whispering instructions into the attentive ear of the prosecution's lead barrister, James Lewis, QC. Why? Because we don't live in a free country. We live in a glorified dog kennel. I call upon our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, to declare his colours. Does he support the spirit of Magna Carta? Democracy, freedom, fair play, free speech, and especially the freedom of the press? If the answer to these questions is yes, then come on, Prime Minister! Be the British bulldog that you would have us all believe you are. Stand up to the bluster of American hegemony. Call off this show trial, this charade, this kangaroo court. The evidence before the court is incontrovertible. Julian Assange is an innocent man. I cannot leave this stage without mention of Chelsea Manning, who provided some of the material that Julian published. Chelsea has been in a federal prison for a year, incarcerated by the Americans for refusing on principle to give evidence to a grand jury specifically convened to make an example of Julian Assange. What courage. They're also fining her $1,000 a day. Chelsea, from across the pond, yours is another name to be carved in pride. Those of us who have never compromised our liberty in the cause of freedom, who have never picked up the burning torch and held it trembling over the crimes of their superior officers, can only wonder at the extraordinary courage of those who have. And when the lackeys of the American empire come to take him, to destroy him, and hang him in the hedge as a warning to frighten future journalists, we will look them in the eye and steadfast, with one voice, we will intone, "Over our dead bodies!"